Welcome to another episode of What's the Word podcast. Got my fellas with me. Your boy Dykeman Drew. I got my man G and my man Lefty in the building again tonight. What's good, fellas?
What up?
What's good, G? You hear me?
Yo, G, what up? You don't hear nobody, B?
G, you got the claro?
I can't hear you. You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me, Left?
Yeah, we can hear you. You just muted it. There you go. We can hear you. All right, so hold up. Let me do this. Pal. And then pal. Yo. Yeah, G got the Versace sweater and now he can't hear us.
Nigga stupid, man.
What's good, twin? How you been, brother?
Been good, my nigga. As good as I'ma be. You know the daily grind.
How's that? Yo, what's up with that girl, man? I want to ask you about that girl you were telling me about, man. The girl that you showed us just committed to that school.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear us?
What's good, fellas?
What's good, Jill? You hear us?
Huh?
You hear us?
Huh?
I guess not.
Yo, you can't hear us?
I don't know. Everything was fine before.
Hold up.
I hear you guys, but it's like.
But you hear us, but we can hear you clear.
Yeah, I hear you better now.
All right, bet. So
perfect.
All right, bet. Twin, real quick about that girl, man. Because I thought I saw something about her, but it wasn't her because the girl that I saw was from Florida. What's the school and what she was talking about?
She lives in Florida now.
Okay.
She moved to Florida to play in the IMG.
Okay.
So but she's just basically like a 6'1" girl that could play the small forward and the 4. And she could just, she could shoot the mid-range, make plays, guard the big, plays hard. Real talk, she's a creative ball player, not a born one.
Yeah.
So she just learned the fundamentals and played hard. I taught her the footwork. I taught her what footwork is. That's how come I teach it to everybody now. Because the footwork is everything. And some coaches liked her. I mean, she had a lot of looks.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then it probably was her. Because I seen something about this girl from Florida and this Dominican girl that's at West Virginia. That's 6'1" and she get busy. But I want to talk about this NBA, man. We got to talk about this NBA. I want to talk about one trade in particular first. I want to know what y'all think about that Russell Westbrook for John Wall trade.
I thought it was a good trade. I thought it was pretty even, right? You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing. Drew heard me say it before. You know what I'm saying? Citrus, oranges, and tangerines. Like, you know what I mean? It's a good trade. I think it's even. I'll go out on a limb and I think that a healthy John Wall is better than Russell Westbrook. What? I said it. And Russell Westbrook, my man. Like, I fuck with him. And let me tell you something. I used to mess with Westbrook when everybody was talking greasy about him. That, he can't pass, he can't do this, that, and the third. And then all of a sudden it stopped, and he was a triple-double machine, and everybody loved him. And now they're starting to go right back to that old stuff. But I've been there through the ups and downs the whole time with Westbrook.
All right, so before you get him, G, I want to ask you something, Left. You say that Russell Westbrook is a franchise player, right?
Yes.
So then that means in turn, John Wall is a franchise player.
Yes.
And John Wall has not been able to create anything in the years he's been in the East in the NBA in 10 years. What has he won in the playoffs? What has he done to prove that franchise tag? Because I don't think Russell Westbrook is a franchise player, but he's done way more. So what would you say John Wall's done to deserve that franchise player tag besides get paid?
All right, I'm going to tell you. He hasn't had a lot of success, right? But he went on a couple of playoff runs right? That he got bumped by LeBron, right? And they took Cleveland to 7 games, right? And they got bumped by the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they took us to 7 games. That's 2 series that they went through a tough Celtics team, and King James, that he was dominating the East. And right now, that's that, right?
Yep.
Then he has All-Star. Then he got stats. Look, a franchise player is a player an organization will build around. And there's no argument that Washington built around John Wall, and whoever's had Westbrook, they built around them.
So 2 playoff series in 10 years is valid for you.
It's not about 2 playoff series in 10 years. You see, we want to always make the narrative sound better for your own argument. He's been injured about 2 of those years.
He's been injured the last 2.
Right? So that's 2 out of 10. And
all right.
Now, and he's made it to the playoffs multiple times. And I'm talking about when they had a chance to try to make a run to the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right.
They ran into a tough LeBron.
I knock him for losing to who he lost to in those 2 series.
The Celtics.
But yeah, exactly.
I'm going to tell you right now, John Wall and the Washington Wizards have a better Eastern Conference career in the last 6-8 years than a lot of franchises in the East that been around longer than them.
That's not saying anything. The East is trash.
That is saying somebody got to be there.
Now everybody's coming to the East.
Running from LeBron.
Yeah, because it's a meal ticket. When LeBron was in the East, nobody was going to win, bro.
I don't think there's any way in any shape or form that you would be able to pick John Wall before Russell Westbrook. I just don't get it. Like, what does John Wall do better than Russ? I don't think anything. If anything, he's faster with the basketball, maybe. But Russ is quick also. Like, what? That's what I want to know from you. What does he do better than Russ?
He's a better point guard than Russ. Better pure point guard when it comes to passing.
Why? Because he can't shoot?
Not because he can't shoot. Because Russell stacks up assists. He stacks up stats. John Wall makes basketball plays and makes dishes.
That's tough to say.
Off his creativity.
That's tough to say when you average 10, 11 assists in the NBA.
It's not tough to say when you watch the games.
I don't know. That's tough to stat pat for 3 straight years to average a triple-double. It's tough.
No, it's not.
In your heart, you still have to go get it. Yeah, in your heart, you still have to go get it. That's difficult. Why nobody else ever stat pat for a triple-double? That's tough. I mean, like, the rebound come off the rim, you have to, like, your body, your mind has to say, go get that. Whether Steven Adams lets you get it or not is, you play basketball yourself. That's a want type of play. It's like defense. You have to want to do it. I think, of course, when you're getting close to a record, you want to make sure you get it. Like when you have a triple-double, close to a triple-double, your teammates want you to get it. Yes, of course, I understand that. But 82 games to stat pat, that's tough. For 3 straight years, tough.
You can't say he ain't packed the stats, bro. Of course he did.
So you're telling me,
but it's still tough to do what he did. Whether he packed the stats or not, he did it.
It's crazy.
He did what I thought I would never see anybody do, because I only heard about Oscar Robertson doing it a bunch of times before it counted.
How hard does he go? He goes hard regardless.
Every time. Every
time.
He
goes hard. His motor, like if he was a defensive lineman in football, give me him, right?
Yeah.
Like that nigga's motor is different.
Tough.
I don't see what John Wall does better than him. And when you say point guard, if we're both dishing out 10 assists a game, I don't see the difference. I really don't.
No, Jill, this is when you disappoint me in some of your arguments. So just because somebody averages 10 assists, that makes them a good passer? Like,
no, just because you saying he stat pats, I'm saying that KD had 30 a game with him. KD got an MVP with him. Paul George, probably his best season came with Westbrook, MVP candidate and all that. You saw what happened this year. Like, I don't know. I think that's overblown. That narrative that Westbrook stat pass, that he's a bad teammate, that he's not a good passer. He's been having 10 assists in the NBA since he came up, 8 through 10.
All right,
it's tough. It's tough to say that.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing.
These true point guards don't have a 10 assists a game, so that's tough, man.
Listen, John Wall came into the league. I don't even know why it's so shocking. John Wall came into the league with more hype than Westbrook, drafted higher than Westbrook, and he came with more hype than Westbrook into the NBA. Like, this nigga came in as a guarantee.
You're right.
thing.
You're right. But
I don't know why y'all niggas acting like I'm bugging.
But
because it ain't pan out.
John
so
Wall,
I don't see how you
John
can say
Wall
that he's a franchise player.
John Wall was compared to
Drew, stop playing. There's not a franchise player alive for Drew.
He was compared to Russell Westbrook and D Rose when he came out.
Yeah.
Jump shot, everything. Comparison down pat. Explosive. He was just taller than them. And some say faster with the basketball. But he was compared to them. Like that's a version of them. And he's not better than either one of them in their prime.
Who?
And Russ is still working. John Wall's not better than D Rose or Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, but leave D Rose out of it.
No, I'm just saying, like that was the comparison when he came out of college.
But the comparison now is Westbrook and Wall, right?
Yeah.
But Wall hasn't played in 2 years. We don't even know how he's gonna come back.
I'm basing it off what he used to be. What else are we all gonna base it off?
What he used to be was never better than Russell Westbrook. I don't know how you can say that. I think that's crazy. I mean, you can have your opinion, but this one I think is way off. Like, you can first ballot Hall of Famer to a person who's not that right now at this point. Like, that's I don't understand.
Y'all out here talking about what John Wall's done and all this stuff.
Not what John Wall's done. I'm talking about what I've seen with my own eyes. I'm not talking about what he's done.
Apparently, you're not watching John Wall.
I'm just saying, no, not at all. I'm just saying Westbrook is better than him. There's no question about that, in my opinion. I've seen them both play hundreds of millions of times going back to college. And there's no way in the world. There's no way. In college, yes. John Wall had the ball in his hand while Russell was playing the three. Sometimes the two never play point. He's not a point guard. Like, and still having 10 assists. I don't know how you can stat pat that. People got to make shots. And like I said, how many true point guards don't average 10 assists a game? How many? Like, give me the people that average 10 a game.
How can in the first 14 minutes you tell me Westbrook is a better point guard than John Wall, and then in the last minute you say that Westbrook's not a point guard and he never played in college?
No, he didn't play point guard.
Are you arguing against me?
No, I'm saying he didn't play point guard in college.
All right.
But what I'm saying...
And John Wall did.
What I'm saying is, regardless of him not being a point guard or in college, he's turned out to be a better player in the NBA. I don't think that's arguable.
All right, but all I said was John Wall is a better point guard, and I think...
Westbrook is a point guard. I couldn't put him anywhere else. Westbrook's been to finals, had 40 in finals. 3 straight years, triple-doubles.
Westbrook had 40 in finals?
Yeah, he had 40 he had 44 in the finals, yes. Look it up. Google. Somebody Google.
I'm not Googling it.
All right, he had 44 in the finals.
They lost.
44. One game, but he had 44.
Gentlemen sweep, right? And they were babies. So we're gonna we're gonna say that Russell Westbrook took OKC to the finals, and we're gonna put that to
no way.
Of course not.
Because
without
Westbrook got as much failures in the playoffs than John Wall, fam.
No, he has more because he's been there more.
All right.
In the tough way.
And Westbrook has
got
been
left alone
to win them.
Got left alone, and he won and won a triple-double, and he won and won an MVP. When he got left alone, like the kicker hoop, he still won 40 in the West.
I'm not arguing that about Westbrook,
right.
But this is what I'm arguing about Westbrook.
I don't think
Westbrook is more. Westbrook can't check his ego at the door for winning. He wants to win.
We're comparing John.
Stats.
I'm comparing John Wall to Russell Westbrook. It's not like I'm comparing John Wall to a winning point guard. Like we're comparing two guys who haven't shown us anything, and Russell has been further.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And Russell
that's why I was surprised that you said you take a healthy John Wall over Russell Westbrook, because you know me and you've been arguing Russell Westbrook forever. Because my whole thing is this: when it comes to that franchise player thing, right?
All right, when it comes to that franchise, I'll let y'all speak about that. When it comes to the franchise player, there's 30 franchises, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
30 franchises.
Yep.
So for Westbrook not to be a franchise player,
yep.
I mean, if you put it in that sense, when there's 30 franchises. Now, now, when you have a guy that you expect to lead you to a championship one day, we know the difference.
I think the confusion. Go ahead.
We know the difference in a championship, a person that you can build and try to win championships around.
That's the franchise player.
Right. No, but those are the special ones. But then you got 30, like you have 30 organizations. Yep. Orlando Magic would have been happy.
Aaron Gordon is their franchise player.
No, but they would be happy with Russell Westbrook. He would be a franchise player there. They would have to build around him and try to win with him, because he would be. There's only like 10 of them in the NBA.
That's my thing. My thing is this, bro. There's 30 teams in the NBA, right? Just because you're the best player on your team doesn't make you a franchise player, bro. Listen, there's Batmans and there's Robins. I think the Batmans are the franchise players. I think the Robins are great. Like Russell Westbrook is one of the best basketball players I ever seen in my life. I just don't think his style of basketball wins, and that's why I don't say
he goes to the playoffs. Player. His teams go to the playoffs every year.
I think he's better. KD, I think he's better on a team when he don't have to be Batman. When he don't have to be that franchise player, I think he's in a better position, because when you build around Russell Westbrook, you're going to get great games. You're going to get to the playoffs. You're not going to win. He's going to have Hall of Fame numbers, but it's not going to amount to anything. Whereas my thing is, there's not a lot of those players in the NBA. So it's not a knock if you're not a franchise player. But I don't think that there's many franchise players just because there's 30 teams. Because if you're the best player on your team, that don't make you a franchise player, bro.
Westbrook carried that franchise after KD, Drew.
Who I never said if you're the best player, that's you the franchise player.
No, I know you didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You got teams like the Lakers and the Clippers and Boston, maybe, that you get rid of a few players and give them to another team, and they like Jaylen Brown or KD, AD goes somewhere else. George goes somewhere else.
Every team is gonna build around one or two players.
That's a fact.
They're lucky 3. Those 2 players are franchise players. Now, does the Eric Gordon is a franchise player? No. They try to make him a franchise player and realize when they drafted him that he's not that quality of a player.
Is James Harden a franchise player?
Yes. The fuck, bro?
All right. I don't think you draft.
And Drew, I don't think
you draft.
Put on the records, Drew, that you don't think that James Harden is a franchise player, please.
Because you're not gonna win building around him. If you put him as a sidekick, you have a better chance of winning.
So
that's how I feel.
So your argument is there's only like 4 franchise players in the league. 3. There's only 3 dudes that could win.
If you say 10, I would.
James Harden is top 5 player. So there's only like 3 or 4 franchise players.
This is what I love about Drew. This nigga. So you tell me your 5 franchise, your 2 franchise. You never even mentioned franchise. What's your franchise players, Drew?
A person like KD, a person like LeBron James, a person that's not in the NBA no more, a person like Tim Duncan.
No. NBA now, baby. We talking about
after KD and LeBron James, you're gonna have to tell me.
Just like Anthony Davis this morning, nigga.
Anthony Davis, they built around him and
Kawhi Leonard.
Huh?
Kawhi Leonard.
Just like I text you this morning. You got 2 franchise players in your entire list, and you knock everybody else out.
I'm not knocking nobody for being my nigga. It's proven. James Harden, when he came to the NBA, I thought that nigga was gonna be what he is now. I was like, yo, this nigga's nice. He's a killer. He could score on anybody. Oh, nah, he's not that good. But it hasn't led to anything, bro. It hasn't led to nothing.
That's what I mean. That's because your definition is a franchise player wins championships.
Nah. A franchise player is gonna put you in a position.
Players, the only niggas that's won chips late in the past couple of years, KD and LeBron.
Because I had Kawhi there. What he did in Toronto proved that he's a franchise player. He took a bunch of regular players and went to the NBA Finals. Whether he would have won or lost, he took that team, just him being there, took them to the NBA Finals. They had never been there.
Luka, what about Luka?
Of course.
Ja Morant.
They're out there. Nah, I don't think Ja Morant. A person like Luka, and I love Ja Morant. I love Ja Morant. I say Luka, yeah.
Morant is not a franchise player.
He's like Russell Westbrook.
No.
Listen,
he don't play.
Listen,
he's not the same
he got 2 franchise players. Don't ask him anymore. He said his 2.
They're out there. You just got to bring them up because right to my mind. But Kawhi did what a franchise player does. He did that. He did exactly what a franchise player does.
Because
he wins or loses. He did
because he
what
won.
a franchise player does.
Right, but then
another one.
But then he lost in the Clippers, so he's still a franchise player after that, though, right?
He took a team to the NBA championship. Whether he won it or lost it, he took them there.
Dame Lillard,
absolutely franchise player shit, bro.
Dame Lillard got Portland on his back.
To the chip to qualify as a franchise player for you, right?
Nah, but just because you like Dame Lillard is another one. Curry's another one. They there, but to win a chip. It's not a lot of dudes in the NBA that's going to do that, and I don't hold that against nobody. There are franchise players in the NBA. It's more than 2, but I got to sit down and go through them. How we're going through them, Luka is definitely a franchise player. There's only going to be one team at the end of the year that wins the NBA championship. That doesn't mean that that's the only franchise player in the NBA. I'm not saying that. That's ridiculous. But what I'm saying is, to me, a franchise player is someone that, like you said, you can build around, and he's going to put you in a position to win a championship, not playoffs, a championship. Like he's going to get you.
All right, well, you just a tough crowd, my nigga, because there's only going to be one champion, so it can't be hit or miss. You gotta say, all right, if I get this guy and put the right pieces around us, he could take it there. It happens. It happens like
no, there are players like that, but it's not everybody. Just because they're great players, they're franchise players. Because I put Luka as a franchise player before I put Russell Westbrook as a franchise player, and Luka has improved and Luka hasn't done in the NBA what Westbrook has done.
All right, well, that's your
and I see Luka as a franchise player.
Yeah, but to me that doesn't make sense, honestly. But you
didn't carry OKC?
Absolutely.
Carried them after KD left, man. That's a franchise.
Absolutely.
A franchise that wasn't expected to do anything on your back.
He did that 100%.
Like all right, perfect example. Michael Jordan hasn't found his franchise player. OKC was lucky that they picked those 3 kids. Like, not lucky in the sense where it's the one that stayed behind still kept them above ground.
All right,
even with the picks he received, even with the picks they received, still kept him up above ground when he got traded.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
I think that's a franchise player.
When did Russell Westbrook go to the NBA Finals?
Early, when they was young, 2011.
When they was babies, right?
2011.
I don't hold that loss against them. They got there super young. But who proved to be the player out of those 3 that was the franchise player?
Well, KD ended up in Golden State. We don't know yet. If you ask me,
did he go back to the finals without KD?
KD, no, because now KD is a franchise player. Even though
he left KD OKC is a franchise player.
He couldn't take OKC to the chip again.
They all are franchise players.
They went to a chip though, Fresh. I mean, they went to a chip, my nigga. They went to a chip though. They lost. I don't agree with what KD did. I think that was separate shit.
KD didn't go by himself. Yeah, he
was. No, he didn't. He did not go by himself. He did not go by himself.
Well, James Harden left.
But Russell Westbrook ain't been back since KD left him.
Well, KD had to go. You know, KD went and
I'm not counting what KD did in Golden State, bro. That's trash. That's why I'm not comparing that. But when he got Paul George was up for an MVP. They had a better fight for a championship. And Russell Westbrook was playing with someone that was up for an MVP. So
and he let him rock. And he let him rock. He let him shine.
If you're up for an MVP, if you're up for an MVP, if we're on the same team and I'm up for an MVP, it's clear to say I'm having a better season, right? If I'm up for the most valuable player of the NBA, right? Okay, that's what I mean. You put Russell Westbrook with basketball players that either are as good or just this much better, that can lead when he shouldn't be leading, and I think he can help a team win a championship 1,000,000%. But with Russell Westbrook as the MVP, I don't see Russell Westbrook being able, and that's not a knock on him, because nobody's going to win alone. That's not a knock on him. No. But I don't think a team is going to win on his back. I don't think so.
Well, he hasn't yet. He hasn't. It doesn't look like he will.
Yeah, but that's safe to say. Don't want that. He's gonna have to play with somebody else. And if they get to a chip or whatever, or make a run for it, they're gonna say they both out for us. Or even if he's the Robin or whatever, he's still gonna be one of the man. He can't do it by himself.
I agree with that. He's too good to not be the second best. That's what I'm saying. Him as the lead dog, I don't think that takes you to an NBA championship. I don't think what James Harden does as the lead dog takes you to an NBA championship. And y'all know I mess with James Harden.
And Lefty, my man, you know it's all love over here, man. But we haven't discussed John Wall in the last 15 minutes, man. You want to take that back?
No, I'm not gonna take it back, my.
You want to take that back?
Real talk. Y'all just going off the triple-double.
No, of course not. Of course not. Like I said, what does he do better?
I've seen a lot of John Wall. I must have seen more John Wall than y'all.
I just think my thing is this.
No, there's no way you saw more John Wall. Because
I just think that it's like my question is, I was surprised because of how high you are on Russell Westbrook. So I'm like, Coño, John Wall, there's nothing wrong with John Wall. To me, they're the same style of player. High energy, could run your team. I think John Wall is more naturally pass first. Like, I think Russell Westbrook had to learn how to play how John Wall always played when it comes to passing the ball. I think with John Wall, it's a more natural thing. Like, it comes more natural to him, where Russell Westbrook got to, he'll look and be like, damn, you know what, I bet. Where John Wall will see it and just, go with it automatically. But outside of that, I don't see how it adds up, because I just don't. I think they're both all-star caliber players. Obviously, Westbrook is
Westbrook is
I don't see how
Hall of Famer.
That's what I just said. He's a Hall of Famer.
First ballot.
John Wall, I think, had the opportunity in his career to do more than Westbrook, because he's been in the East. Now he's been hurt. Okay, cool. Them two series with Boston and Cleveland, I don't think even if Jesus suited up, they would have won. So I'm not holding that against him. I just think that he underachieved in a lesser conference over his 8 years. I'll take off the 2 out the 10. In them 8 years, you can't compare 8 years to any Russell Westbrook 8 years in the NBA.
And in the 2 years before these 2 years, he only played a combined 72 games.
Got you. I just think
he only got like a good 6
than John Wall.
He got a good 6 years.
I think Wall is nice.
Look,
I don't think you can compare the two.
Westbrook.
I don't think nobody in their right mind will ever pick John Wall over Russell Westbrook.
I think you can compare them, though. Definitely, they both point guards, man.
No, you can compare them. I don't think no GM in basketball history would pick John Wall before.
I think so. I think there's people that would. I think so.
You wildly disrespecting John Wall
when they're
wildly
coming.
Disrespecting.
No, I'm not. I'm comparing a first ballot Hall of Famer to somebody who turned out to be injury prone, overhyped. The numbers say overhyped.
Overhyped?
Oh,
yeah, the numbers say overhyped.
No,
I don't think overhyped though. Nah, I don't think John Wall was overhyped.
And they traded him for the first ballot Hall of Famer. See how you be bugging, nigga? So he's overhyped, but they traded him for your first ballot Hall of Famer. How the fuck does that make sense?
What does that mean? That because the money matches up. That's the reason why nobody else money matches up.
Their games don't match up.
That's the NBA. That's the NBA. 143, 142 million. They knew that the trade. That's the only trade that worked.
Their games don't match up.
Huh?
Their games don't match up.
Their games match up. So because we went to school for the same thing, that means that we're on the same level. I can't be better than you.
You say he's overhyped. Why would they trade an overhyped nigga
when John Wall came out
first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, no way.
So what does that mean that you get traded for first ballot Hall of Famer?
You got to be pretty damn good.
That means who did Chris Paul just get traded for?
That means that if John Wall is overhyped, that means that Westbrook is washed up.
Come on. Chris Paul just got traded for Kelly Oubre. Let's not talk about who you get traded for. Lamar Odom for Shaquille O'Neal. Let's not talk about that. Like, it doesn't matter who you get traded for. The money has to add up.
It does matter, nigga.
No, the money has to add up. If Westbrook would have been making $11 million,
Westbrook and Wall.
If Westbrook would have been making $11 million, he would have got traded for Oladipo and not.
It doesn't matter. And then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
It's about the money, Lefty.
The reason that we're having this conversation is because
the money.
Their quality.
No, it's about the money. Yes, John Wall got paid.
If it was them other niggas, we wouldn't be talking about it, my nigga.
John Wall got paid like Michael Conley, franchise point guard tags. He got paid like Michael Conley, but you can't put Michael Conley in the same class with Russell West. Like, and I don't think you could. Honestly, I don't think no GM right now in the NBA, within their first 5 years in the NBA, 6 years, would pick John Wall over Russell West. I don't think so. Russell gave you too much. He wins games.
I just don't got stats or nothing to back it up. John Wall was a top 5 point guard in this league, nigga. Before Westbrook. Before Westbrook, nigga. Before Westbrook.
Before?
Yes.
How?
Yes. That nigga was
Westbrook
doing his
in the league
thing.
First.
Before Westbrook, he was doing his thing, nigga.
He
was known.
Westbrook been in the league longer. Westbrook been in the league longer. How you gonna say that?
Listen,
like, can you call my man the first ballot Hall of Famer? And we're only talking about him and John Wall. We're not talking about him and somebody else. But John Wall, like, is disrespectful. Is disrespectful. Right now, where their careers is at, is disrespectful to even put them in the same category. If they make the same amount of money, but it's disrespectful to say
John Wall is at 19-9 for his career.
Decent numbers, great numbers.
That's great numbers. That's great numbers.
Those are overhyped numbers.
Nah.
Listen, those numbers right there, Stephon Marbury numbers, 20-8. Like, those are numbers. Kyrie, less assists, more points. All right, those are numbers. Those are good numbers. Number 1 draft pick. To be a number 1 draft pick, he's like right now like Anthony Towns. Let's say Anthony Towns.
What's his best season?
John Wall's best season. You can't compare it to Russell's best season. Russell's an MVP.
John Wall's best season was 23 and 10.7 assists.
Let's not do that. Let's not compare Russell Westbrook to his numbers. Let's not do that, because then I win the argument. Let's not do that.
Yeah, no, that we could do that.
Let's not do that.
You don't agree that he's stat packed, but I'll be watching the games, right? Listen, I'll be watching the games. It's winning basketball, right?
23-8 for his career, Russell Westbrook.
And the rebounds? 7.
Oh, now the rebounds.
7. Right? Like, come on. He's a better basketball player.
23-8 is come on, B, but you made it seem
23-8 is amazing.
You said
so. 19-9 is all right.
Is all right.
No. Listen.
And I'm gonna tell you this, because Westbrook is my man more than you, so I know his good and his bad. That nigga be leading the league in turnovers, be leading his teams in turnovers.
Every point on Magic,
under 30% from
Steve
3-pointers.
Nash, Jason Kidd, they've all Rajon Rondo, they've all led the league in turnovers.
No, he's on another level.
They all have
on another level.
They all
and he's shooting under 30% from 3-pointer for his career.
Saying that 19-9 is bad.
19-9-4, 23-8-7.
Okay, obviously Westbrook has better numbers by far. So we, I mean, you know,
but
they're point guard, so the rebounds is a plus. Absolutely, all around,
and the energy and the defense.
Energy.
So at one time he was locking up, and this is my other point. John Wall had the keys to the franchise. Westbrook at the beginning had to share that with KD, with a nigga having 30 every night, with letting him win MVP. But you know, watching the games, that you was like, this little motherfucker good.
Letting him win MVP, nigga.
No. Not letting him win MVP. It's not like what you think. Like KD wasn't eating. Westbrook just wasn't making enough shots. He couldn't make shots. And then we're comparing them to John Wall.
We saw Westbrook with Harden. Now we're gonna see John Wall with Harden if Harden doesn't bounce. And let's see.
Listen, when John Wall was out, from what I saw, he had the second highest usage rate. I don't see how that's gonna work. And then he's not gonna get to the bucket at will, like Westbrook turned into a two fucking with Harden, right? That's gonna be hard for John Wall to do. So that's why I think people got that fucked up at.
I don't see them putting the ball, not putting the ball in John Wall's hand. You can't have John Wall play off the ball.
Westbrook had 25, 7, and 7 last year playing with James Harden. Correct? 25, 7, and 7 playing with James Harden last year. Try not to shoot threes. They got rid of the big so he could just penetrate to the basket, correct? Still
he had 20.
He had 25, 7, and 7. Check the numbers. With James Harden.
27 and 7.
27 and 27.
Yes. I saw the playoffs.
There's no way John Wall is better
horrible.
than
but I was about to say that 27 and 7 didn't amount to nothing.
John Wall. Listen, we're talking about John Wall here. We're not talking about Westbrook's game or where is it leading to. We're talking about, is he better than John Wall, fellas?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's all. That's all. We're not talking about
I think John Wall, a healthy John Wall, is better than Westbrook.
Never give you those numbers.
Call me what you want.
Never give you those numbers, and Westbrook never give you those numbers, and Westbrook goes to the playoffs every year, and never gives you those numbers.
Got you. Yeah, I hear you. Never. We're gonna see it after this year.
Never. Had Golden State down 3-1.
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not taking back my statement.
I will. Who's trying to make you change your mind? This is good. It's for the record books. That lefty said John Wall. He'd rather have John Wall than Westbrook. This is for the record books.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Books right here. Last time we argued Nash, Chris Paul, like that. That's not too far off. I think this right here is way off. I think you're thinking about John Wall that went to Kentucky. I don't think you're talking about the John Wall with a 10-year NBA career. That's not the John Wall.
19-9.
19-9 in 6 years is cool. Your man just last year at 32 years old had 27, 7, and 7.
Bro, he's 23-8, bro. 19-9, 23-8. That's not far off. He got him by 3 rebounds.
MVP, 3 straight triple doubles, and again. I'm
talking about the numbers. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the numbers. You dismissing John Wall's numbers like they're not right there.
Again, when he got handed the keys to the truck, you're the best player on the team. What did he do?
Nothing.
No, I'm talking about numbers. We're talking numbers.
Who?
Westbrook. Right. Oh. John Wall had the Wizards. Mm-hmm. It's safe to say that Westbrook had better years when he was the man on OKC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand how he'd rather have John Wall.
Okay.
Well, I'm not judging it. I'm not judging it off numbers. I'm judging it off if I'm starting
wins.
I think he's gonna be able to run the point all around for the team better. John Wall,
I agree.
Westbrook shoots first, pass second.
Facts.
John Wall could pass first and shoot second, or shoot first and pass second. He can balance it better.
Even then,
that's what I want for my team. A point guard with better balance. That's why I said that. You understand? Westbrook and Drew will quote me on this. I always said Westbrook is a beast. You can't control him. You can't tell him, here's the point, and run it this way. You just got to put him out there and let him go.
Is John Wall a beast?
John Wall is a beast, bro.
Okay.
I mean, bro.
but you can't say it with all your heart.
As a matter of fact, look up John Wall's playoff stats.
Yo, John Wall's not nice, man.
No, listen.
Can you look up John Wall's playoff stats?
Nobody said that John Wall's not nice. Nobody says that. First of all, John Wall ain't played basketball in 4 years. First of all. So we're going off his first 5 years in the NBA because this is his 10th. We're going off his first 5. His first 5 years are no way better than Westbrook's years. I'm comparing Westbrook to
the
John
first
Wall.
5 years are there, bro. When Westbrook was playing with KD, he came in averaging 15. John Wall came in averaging 16 and 8.
So we do it. So we do it from when they was alone. John Wall, Washington Wizards is yours. Your man played 5 years, 4 years.
I want playoff stats.
KD. Playoff stats? But Westbrook almost at 27 and change in the playoffs, 25, especially alone.
I want career playoff stats.
Oh, man.
Fuck out of here. That 27
Westbrook had 44 in the finals.
Smacked out the building.
Westbrook had 44 in the finals.
And they got gentlemen swept.
And come on. So does that matter that John Wall? It doesn't matter that John Wall never been there and Westbrook has, and he performed on that level.
Nobody gives them niggas credit for that chip, nigga.
Why not? They was in the tough West.
Nobody brings that shit up, nigga.
Nobody brings what up? That OKC went to the finals?
OKC team that made it to the chip.
I always bring it up. KD had 30 a game in the finals from day one when he was 22.
All right. And they
professional scorer. I know. Basketball fans and people that know, they know that they went to the finals.
Nobody remembers number 2, bro.
Of course they do. Of course they do, man. Don't ever say that, man. No, don't ever say that.
Stop it, G. Stop it.
So you don't remember that Barkley went to a final and lost?
I know. I
that
remember.
Sean Kemp went to a final and lost?
I remember because I'm a fan.
You got to beat somebody.
Because of who they lost to is why people remember it.
You know everybody that won since we've been watching. Let's go back to like 82, 83, right?
Yeah.
I know everybody that played and lost in the finals. Who I don't remember is the conference finals. But I
can't remember everybody that won and lost the finals. I remember more people that won and lost, though.
I'm not saying that you remember, but if they tell you Orlando Magic made the finals twice, you'll remember Shaq and Dwight Howard.
And Shaq and Penny.
No, and then Dwight Howard. Like you would remember.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a Laker remember fan. Who they beat? Who they lost to?
The Lakers.
You do remember who went to the finals? Indiana Pacers.
When my team won.
Philly. You know who went to the finals? We give Iverson respect for going to the finals.
Yep.
We give Jason Kidd respect
to
for
my
going
Lakers.
to the finals. Like, come on, let's not say that, Left. Again, that's wrong.
That is not wrong.
Yeah, because we do remember second place. That's why Jason Kidd elevates. That's why we're waiting for Chris Paul to make a finals. Giannis to make a finals. Yeah, we do remember.
No, we're not, nigga. We're waiting for them to.
You remember LeBron's 6 losses?
You just changed the narrative to fit your argument.
No,
them
you remember the 6
losses win a championship, not to get to a championship.
How you don't remember a team that went to a chip, Left? How you remember that Skip to Malou went to a chip?
I remember that. My nigga,
basketball fans,
basketball my entire life. You understand what I'm saying? So those type of people are gonna remember that. I'm talking about people that watch basketball, right? That
I'm not talking to those people.
Remember that shit historically.
I'm not talking to those people.
Exactly.
I'm talking to you and Drew. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to people that know basketball.
The loss doesn't count as anything.
It doesn't, but we remember that they got there.
It doesn't count as anything.
Don't say that. You put niggas on the higher pedestals because they got there. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I won't argue it.
Don't say that. You know Karl Malone and Stockton went to 2. You know Barkley went. You know Patrick went. Like, you know niggas that went to the finals and you like they didn't win, but you know that they went there. AI. Like, come on.
But there's something that you got to think about, son. I ain't even gonna hold you.
My point is, My point is,
who you got to think about?
We remember the winner. We're not trying to think of who got there. We know that, but when it comes to remembering, right, and getting credit, it's the win. Yeah, you get respect for getting there, but you don't get the credit. You need to win. My nigga, LeBron James right now is not.
Last time you said not everybody wins.
Wait up. LeBron is not the best player ever that walked on this planet because he lost more chips than he won, nigga. That's the argument with LeBron.
No, and that's still opinion. You still have an opinion, even if you would have won 6-0.
No, it's not 6-0, nigga. It would have been 9-0.
It would have been
but it be an opinion though, regardless.
That's the difference. If it's 8-0, 9-0, it's his hands down.
Nah, yeah, that's not an opinion. 9-0.
No.
Well, you know what, Twin? I argue. You know why? Because there's people that say Russell because of his 11 over Mike's 6.
Yeah, but those people, they don't have arguments.
When Russell play.
Me either. That's why I can't argue.
No, but listen, when Russell took those 11 chips, there was 5 teams in the NBA.
8 teams in the league. That's why I can't. That's why I don't do it.
So it's Jordan gotta surpass that. There was 30 teams when he won 6 in a row. And if LeBron would have won every chip he went to, it was hands down he overthrown Jordan. But because he lost, they don't give him the notch on Jordan.
So the defensive player of the year and the MVPs and the scoring titles don't add to Michael's greatness?
It does, but LeBron did that too, is what I'm
saying. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Defensive player of the year, no.
No, he don't have defensive player of the year, Twin.
All right.
How many scoring titles he got?
I don't even know. Maybe one.
Listen, I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying the overall. I don't like the rings.
Yeah, but the postseason is what makes Jordan.
Hold up, Twin. The 9-0 to me would have said, "Yo, that's him." But what would have supported the argument of anybody that didn't agree with it is the body of work.
He didn't go First of all, he didn't go 9-0. First of all, and if he would have won 6-0, there would still been a debate as long as people saw both play.
Facts.
Regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless. But with your argument, because he went to 9, he should be getting the notch on Jordan because at least he got there, nigga.
No, right? But what I'm saying is that we remember that he lost 6. Nobody remembers second place.
It doesn't. What I'm telling you is, we remember that he lost. You take away credentials from him.
Lefty, you told me nobody remembers, and I said you remember LeBron 6. You told me nobody remembers. I know I remember the losers. I remember. That's why AI, Jason Kidd, players like this on a higher pedestal. For going. While you're still waiting for Steve Nash and Jason and Chris Paul and how many other great point guards never even made conference finals or finals.
That's because everybody can't make it.
Everybody's not going to win.
Do it. That's just the way it is.
You're right.
In the
17-year career, Chris Paul has had enough talent around him to make finals.
Facts.
No.
What?
So did Steve Nash with that team.
No. And what? Are you kidding me?
Look, listen. I'm not saying a complete no. What I'm saying is, for whatever reason, Chris Paul, his real shot at a championship was when he got traded to Kobe, and they did him.
Oh, of course.
After that,
that's a fact.
Take this big ass long route to get there, and it never worked out. His best chance was with the Clippers, right? And
with Houston,
Rivers and Griffin was clashing.
Well, Houston was his best chance. They had him game 7. He got hurt.
That's a fact. And he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
He was gonna take him there.
He couldn't beat Steph Curry. He couldn't beat Steph Curry and them with Blake and DeAndre.
No.
And then he couldn't.
Nah, he couldn't.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, I think it's because of Doc Rivers, bro.
What?
Well, because look what happened now.
What do you think about that Paul George situation, saying that Doc Rivers is playing him wrong?
You heard what Paul George was saying about Doc Rivers?
That he was playing them wrong and all this and all that.
Wrong, didn't make no adjustments.
You agree with that, though? From what you saw, you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Really?
I agree about now how he was using Paul George.
Okay.
I agree that he didn't make adjustments.
Yeah, that was obvious.
When you've lost 3 series up 3-1, obviously you don't make adjustments.
It's obvious you don't know.
That's just your coaching style.
Adjustment.
Yeah,
that's just your coaching style.
And you're the only coach that
you let them play. He lets them play, but that's why dudes love him too. Figure it out. Go play. There's not too much X's and O's with Doc Rivers.
I think that Paul George is looking for something or someone to bail him out of the playoff
this is what I'm gonna tell you about
in the bubble. Because to me, what he did in the bubble, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Y'all both know me, between the two of y'all know me my entire life. Y'all know that I've been a Laker fan since I like basketball. I was genuinely scared when the Clippers got that team that they got together last year. I was like, holy shit. They got defenders at 3 positions. They got buckets coming off the bench. They got Kawhi. They got Paul George. Either one of them could get a bucket whenever they like. I was like, yo, this might be the best defensive team I ever seen in my life. Like, but it ain't like what Paul George did last year. I just think he's looking for something or someone to bail out. He just got aware that he bummed it. It don't make him less of a ball player to me. Everybody went crazy because of what happened. Yo, bro, he bummed it. Like, it happens. Like, I seen Kobe have a bad game 7. You know what I mean? And still win the NBA championship. You know what I mean? Like, it happens, bro. Like, you're not going to. But what he did last year was so disappointing to the world. Playoff P and all this other hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't amount to nothing. So I just think that he's looking for somebody to point the finger at. And at that level, I think that's just some sucker shit.
It is some sucker shit, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not a franchise player. And they picked him and Kawhi as the franchise players to build around. And I think Paul George is not a franchise player.
Okay, so check this out, right? In Indiana, he did nothing, right? Nothing for us to talk about. He gave it a few runs. He gave it a few runs. I think Paul George is nice. I still think he's nice. I think he had a bad.
I don't think he's a franchise player. Do you?
No. He showed that he's not. He showed that he's not. But you put him with a franchise player, and he's up for MVP. What does that say? I'm confused. I'm asking. I'm not being sarcastic. He was never in the running for an MVP in Indiana, or am I wrong?
He was an all-star. He was a good player in Indiana.
All-star, yes. Dunk contest, all that. Was he ever up for an MVP?
No.
Okay.
All right, but the MVP that he was up for in OKC was to the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, he plummeted big. It wasn't even the entire season. He fell off the map after the first half.
And you know, they didn't expect him to do that well anyway. And
I just don't think he's used to playing with a player that's better than him.
And that's why you gotta give credit, Westbrook some credit, man. KD left and the ball kept rolling in OKC. Harden left, Ibaka left, KD left, and he kept the ball rolling.
I think he's a great basketball player.
Better than John Wall.
I don't think because I don't consider him a franchise player means anything less of what he's done. And I don't think it makes him any less of a ball player because I don't think he's a franchise player. Because what he's done, I'm a fan of. A guard averaging a triple-double, me that I grew up playing the 4 and the 5, Gio knows this. Like, I know how hard it is to rebound when you're going up there with dudes that are much bigger than you and all that. And this dude is averaging that for seasons. Like, I respect what he's done. I think he's a great basketball player, first ballot Hall of Famer. Saying that I don't think he's not.
And he was box office. Huh? In his prime, at one time, he was box office. I don't think you can ever say that for John.
It's not going to lead you to any wins. It's not going to put you in a position to win. It's not going to put you near a championship. I just think that
it's been proven it's not.
What?
We talking. It's been proven it's not. But we're talking him and John Wall. I just want to clear that up. Clear that up. Because my man said John Wall, he better have John Wall than Russ. I understand. I hear you. I hear you.
I'm just surprised coming from him. I'm surprised hearing that.
No, because my thing with Westbrook is everybody knocked Westbrook, and I was on him that I understood him.
Always.
But you ain't even see John Wall playing 4 years, man.
What happened?
We didn't see John Wall playing 4 years, bro.
Heard you. You multiplied by 2. I thought it was 2. Yo.
No, in the 2 years before that, he only played 70 games combined. 38 one year, 32 the other year. So he's been injured 4 years, bro. But people don't remember that.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you. For the audience, this nigga Drew, my man. This nigga's the toughest critic in the planet. This nigga isn't even happy when he got LeBron. It wasn't until they won the chip that he celebrated. I had to tell this nigga, yo, LeBron, I don't know, B. I don't know. I'm like, Diablo.
Before AD, yes, absolutely.
And this is what I'm gonna say about that. That's why I never try to argue the quality of players with this nigga right here.
Bro, LeBron James would have won with Kyle Kuzma and the rest of those ball players without Anthony Davis?
Listen, Anthony Davis needed LeBron as much as LeBron needed Anthony Davis.
Facts. That's a fact.
So don't say that then.
But what I'm saying is LeBron James was not gonna win an NBA championship, and it wasn't gonna be because of him. My concern was he didn't have nobody there. When he got there, look at the team we had. He was not gonna take that team we had to an NBA championship.
They were waiting. It was a 2-year plan. It worked. Get LeBron, bring another guy to match him up with.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No. Wait. And then the bullshit team you had without AD, that nigga had y'all niggas in the top 4 player spot before he pulled his groin.
And I was about to say that he coughed and we was out of here, bro.
Exactly.
He would have had to do way too much with that team.
He put y'all back on the map.
100%. He puts anybody in contention.
He's still the man.
I didn't say he wasn't. My concern was the team. Because of the team we had, not LeBron James. I wasn't going to turn into a LeBron groupie all of a sudden either. Who's not going to want to have the best player in the NBA on their team? My concern was the team we had. I seen him take bums to the finals, bro. But in the West, with Lonzo Ball and Ingram and Kyle Kuzma, it was not going to happen. That's not a knock on LeBron. He ain't have enough firepower in the West to compete for an NBA championship.
Nobody was going to expect him to take that team to the playoff. They were waiting. It was a plan. They said it. It was a 2-year plan.
Yeah, because we had to see who he's going to get on the back end. Yeah. So that's why at first I was like, damn, we got LeBron. That means we're going to be in a position to get niggas here because who he got, not even he can't do it. Them dudes, Kyle Kuzma showed he's not like that. Like
I don't hold you, nigga. The team he did it with now and just him AD. If it wasn't for Rondo, that motherfucking stack of potato niggas was kind of slacking.
Bro, exactly my point. Rondo wasn't there when he first got there.
I understand that, but even now,
when Lonzo Ball was there,
Rondo been there 2 years.
When Lonzo Ball got there, we had Rondo. Okay, so then look. Because without what we got from everybody else, we wasn't gonna win, my nigga. You gotta be out of your mind. Kyle Kuzma, like we need a bucket. We gonna give the ball to Kyle Kuzma. No way.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all. There's 30 seconds for an hour, my nigga. I ain't going past an hour out this motherfucker.
No need to. Real quick, last thing. Let me ask you what y'all think about Chris Paul and Phoenix. Who's it better for, Booker or Ayton?
Who's gonna what?
Who does it benefit more, Booker or Ayton?
It benefits them both, but who benefits more? I'm going to say Ayton because Booker could get his anyway. And I think they're going to be a top 4 playoff seed.
Bugging.
Out there early.
Bugging.
I think what he does.
But I'm throwing it out there early.
Right. You can do that.
We come back on this shit and replay this shit right here, nigga.
I'm going to give you 4 teams right now that's going to be way better. Utah, Denver, Clippers, Lakers. That's the 4 top spots just off the top of the head. Houston.
And now we got to play the games.
Dallas.
Don't forget, Gio, when we got Kyrie, you betted $20 with me that we wasn't going to win more than 30 games, nigga. That shit was over in 20 seconds.
That's a fact.
You're right. But I when I talk basketball, I talk playoff basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I knew that he wasn't. I knew that it just wasn't a good fit. That's what I meant. And you know, those were the predictions I made, sitting on one player because I know his style. And at the end of the day, I turned out to be right. Nobody want to fuck with him.
Like remains to be seen what could happen in Brooklyn.
And he was taking. He was playing only national televised games, so it's not like he played every game with them. Right or wrong, Lefty.
KD want to fuck with him. KD want to fuck with him.
After the first 20 games, you would only see him on TNT games, ESPN games. Like, you just took 4 games off. Something like he did with the Nets.
No, but that nigga done that his whole career.
Yeah, forever. And he said that he's going to retire early.
He didn't really do that with LeBron, though. He didn't really do that with LeBron. He played with LeBron.
KD fucking with him, so we gonna see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all fellas. You already know.
Yes, sir. Y'all be careful. Good night.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Tell you the hick version of John Wall. Oíste. Juan Pared, compadre. Hablamos ahorita.
You already.
You already, my niggas.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of What's the Word. In transition right now, coming back with season 2 real soon. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get it together. You already know. Holla at your boy.